Hello, my name is Trevor Tierney, and I'm a professional integrated success coach with the Department of Transformative Learning here at the University of Kentucky. And today in this video, we'll be walking through the Pomodoro method, which is a powerful productivity technique that can help you overcome procrastination and utilize your time efficiently. The Pomodoro Technique is essentially a time management method that uses a timer to break down work into intervals, traditionally about 25 minutes in length, separated by short breaks. The technique was actually first developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s, and the name Pomodoro comes from the Italian word for tomato, after the tomato-shaped kitchen timer that Cirillo used when he was developing this method. So, to use the Pomodoro technique, you'll need a timer and a list of tasks to complete. To get started, identify a task or tasks that are important for you to get done. I'd recommend checking out our other videos on the 3TP method or the Eisenhower matrix if you're looking for some tips on how to set those top priorities. Once you have your task picked out, you'll want to set a timer for about 25 minutes. For the duration of the timer, work on the task at 100% intensity, free from any distractions. When the alarm sounds, take a 5-minute break, and we recommend setting a timer for your breaks as well. I'm sure many of us have had the experience of intending to take a short break, but you end up scrolling on social media for what turns out to be a shocking amount of time. So set those timers for the breaks as well. After your break, repeat steps 3 and 4, continuing to set those 25-minute timers and taking 5-minute breaks. Once you've done about 3 or 4 cycles of this, you can take a longer break, maybe about 15 to 30 minutes. And if you've still got more work to do after that, or if you just want to work ahead on other tasks, start again at step 1 and repeat as necessary. And that's really it. That's the Pomodoro technique in a nutshell. But let's think about why this works so well. By breaking down your work into short and manageable intervals, you can stay focused on the task at hand and avoid distractions. The short breaks also help you to stay refreshed and motivated. Students often report to us that it's much easier for them to work in small, controlled sprints at 100% focus compared to long, drawn-out study sessions where focus is often diverted and it's hard to maintain motivation and focus for an extended period of time. In coaching, we know that personalized details of using a technique actually have a huge impact on whether or not you're successful with it. So let's go through some of the deeper tips and considerations with this method. For starters, choose a task that you can realistically complete in 25 minutes. If you're someone who tends to procrastinate on larger or more difficult tasks, remember that you don't have to aim to finish the entire thing, but rather just make a certain amount of progress. I often find that the bigger and more challenging a student makes their starting goal, the more likely they are to procrastinate because they have to work up a significant amount of motivation just to get started. The better we are at framing how we start and our starting goals, and the more we make those realistic and achievable, the easier it's going to be to get started and then to build momentum from there. For people that procrastinate, moving out of a state of being stagnant and feeling no sense of progress is what's most difficult. So this method helps us get into a state of movement and positive activation quickly and effectively. Please also know that the 25 minutes is just one way of approaching this. I've worked with many students who initially start with a smaller number, while others are more comfortable with a larger number. If you're struggling to get going, I'd recommend negotiating with yourself to see what seems reasonable for you to start with. I know I've personally had plenty of days where a 10-minute timer did wonders for me to get out of a state of procrastination and into that steady flow state. Environment is also a key consideration. Find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted. Think about environments that help you to be the most productive and try to put yourself there consistently. Environment also means technology. Turn off your phone, close your email, and put away any other distractions. Also consider keeping a notepad or a sticky note nearby to write down any distractions that you might have or thoughts that arise during your sessions so that you can remember to get back to those later and so that you can bring your focus back to the task at hand. Once you have the ideal environment set up and the task is identified, set a timer and just start working. Try to avoid overthinking and just dive right into that first session. It'll really help. When the alarm sounds, take a short break, stretch, walk around, get a drink of water. Think about the types of breaks that leave you feeling refreshed and ready to work again versus those that are maybe fun, but make it difficult to return to that state of focus and productivity when you need to. And now you know the ins and outs of the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique can be used for any type of task, from writing code to cleaning your house. It's a great way to improve your focus and productivity, and it's easy to get started. I'd encourage you to pick out a task that's important to you right now and give this technique a try today.